All aboard! For this stagecoach is about to move out, and it's for everyone that has potential and would love to be a superstar. Yeah, buddy, this stagecoach is leaving for Fun Timesville, and the Lord God is your driver. To see that we have a safe trip, AC is your conductor. Come on, everybody!
Headed down to Funsville. Come on, take the ride if you will.
Everybody!
You don't have to worry
The
about
Lord
nothing.
God is your driver.
Just come on and get on board.
Ladies and gentlemen, no tickets will be accepted on this trip. You just sit back and ride. Get ready. Good morning and welcome to another episode of Walk a Mile in My Shoes. This is episode 9. Brother Wright is not with us yet, so I'm guessing that I'm going to have to go ahead and take us to where we need to go. Father, we thank you for all that you've done. We thank you for another week, another safe week. Father, we thank that you will continue to forever be with us. I know that you are going to take us deep in the water today, Father. Father, we thank you once again that you will echo our voice to the listening audience out in YouTube. Father, we thank you that their minds are open and their hearts are ready to receive. And it is done. I am. My name is AC, and welcome aboard to Walk a Mile in Another Shoe. That's what I said. Walk a mile in another shoe. We're going to walk a mile in someone else's shoe this morning. Sister Long, are you ready to walk?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. You ready to walk? You ready to get in this water?
Yes.
All right. All right. Sister BB is not back with us yet. She's still under the weather. Sister Tanisha is doing an excellent job, and we are going to go in the water today. Sister Long, would you start us off with reading all of the questions from number 1? And again, these questions revert back to our question. What causes us to be disconnected? Why can't we get along like our ancestors did? What happened? We got a problem, Houston. Houston, we got a problem. Sister Long, can you go ahead and read from 1 through 14, and then we'll go back and you tell me where we stopped last week.
Okay. Well, again, all questions are regarding what keeps us divided. And number 1 was, is it politics and why? Number 2 is it religion and why? Number 3 is money and why? Number 4 is jealousy and why? Number 5 is what we were talking about last week, is are people not aware of the benefits or the consequences of us being divided, the benefits of us coming together as a community, or the consequences of us not coming together as a community, and why? Number 6 is it the people that control the system that keeps us divided? Number 7 is it education and the real reason for education? Number 8 is it a lack of effective communication? Number 9 is there not enough participation from people for a change? Number 10 is, are we losing control of our economic and spiritual balance? And number 11, are we territorial navigating? I'm sorry, I'm just trying to read my own writing. Are we territorial, majoring on everything different, but not communicating effectively together for a priority plan of our real problem, power economics, the truth about our spiritual, and information for our balance? So that's a kind of heady question. Number 12 is, why do we allow the enemy to play us against each other instead of confronting each other to move on together? Number 13 is, do we have a problem? And number 14 is, what is the solution?
Okay. Now, I did not add this one to the list before I send it to you all, but this is one, Sister Long, keep this in mind to make a note of this one. I want to know, are we going to wait until it's too late to come together? Are we going to wait until it's too late to come together? Please keep that in mind, because
Okay.
we've got a problem here. And if we don't come together, I don't want to tell you what's going to happen because I don't want to be negative, but we need to get our acts together because that's what the Creator intended for us to do. We're supposed to be the lender, not the borrower. We're supposed to be the head and not the tail. We're supposed to be doing much more than we are doing. Now, again, I would like to make an announcement that please keep your phones muted. When you're ready to speak, please either raise your hands or cut your mics on. If there's a red line through your mic, that means that you're muted. Either unmute yourself and please wait until someone gives you the okay to come in. Sister Tanisha or Sister Long will give you the okay to come on in. You've got 5 minutes. Each person will have 5 minutes to voice their opinion. And we don't debate. We don't debate. We don't want to get into a misunderstanding. And also, we ask that you please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can grow. And we would love to come to your city so you can tell the world what's going on. We're going to get into that later on. And one more thing I want to remind you of. In the show today, we're going to be doing a entertainment because we call that the castor oil and honey. The castor oil is the information. The honey is the entertainment. But you won't see that in the chat. But when you view us back on YouTube, you will see these entertainment and the information that we have to share with you. In the meantime, do we have anyone that's ready? Sister Long, can we go ahead? What did we stop last week?
Last week, we were talking about are people aware of the benefits of us coming together as a community or the consequences of us not coming together? And we had a really good discussion about that. The next question is it the people that control the system that are keeping us divided?
Okay, that's a good question. Can anyone jump in and give some response? Do you think people really don't understand or realize that we've got a problem, a situation that we need to work with? Or do you think they just don't care? What do you think? Is anyone out there ready to speak to that?
Good morning.
Come on in, Dr. Shell. Is that Dr. Shell?
No, that's Brother David.
Hey, Brother David, come on in, Brother David Wright. Speak up, get up,
yes, sir.
Let's get right.
Yes, sir. The question was asked, why can't we get along? And the reason is that all skin folks ain't kin folks.
Come
we
on,
all we might look the same, but there are some people that look just like you and I. They are the gatekeepers behind our failure. Their main objective is to keep us stagnated, to steal our culture, our inheritance, all the things that pertains to what we once had. They have already taken it over, but they look like us. And we are being, how you say, we are being there's Trojan horse effect where they come in among us and we not knowing that they're there. I'm gonna tell you what's one of the biggest problems. The real organic people of North America, our biggest problem is that these people in position of authority, they are our enemy. But we don't realize that because they look like us, they're having us to think that our real problem is the European. But the European stands in the gap between us and them. They're like a cover up for the real enemy that we have. The problem is in the Bible. The Bible said that they are wheat in the tares. The wheat and tares look just alike, but they are not the same because tares don't have no wheat in them. They just look like wheat, but they're the enemy of the wheat. And that's what we are. We are the wheat of this nation, But the tares among us are the ones that is holding us in bondage. People that look like us, tell us, having us to think that they have our best interests at heart, but they're really our enemy.
That's Brother David Wright. Brother David Wright is traveling, and from time to time, when he comes in, we may not get a good reception on him because he's traveling. And you came in pretty good that time, Brother David, right? Is there anyone else out there would like to speak to question to you? Tanisha, you got your hands up? Sister Tanisha, is your hand?
Yes.
Come on, come up in here.
I just wanted to kind of add on to what Brother David was saying, but yeah, the saying like all kinfolk kind of plays into the system as well, keeping us divided, because you have people that maybe go up in maybe class or social status, and because they make it, they don't want other people to follow suit, because it's kind of like a scarcity mentality. At least that's how I see it. And yeah, and then the system in general, I feel it's better to kind of keep us distracted with things that maybe aren't as important as the bigger picture, to where we hyper focus on maybe the things that are more close to us in our daily lives, because we find that more important, that has our attention, and the bigger things just kind of fall by the wayside. And I feel like, I don't know, some of the news that we see on TV maybe isn't as important as the bigger issues that our country faces. And I feel like that's just a way that the system, keeps us distracted and also keeps us divided in a way.
Wow. Thank you for that. We really appreciate that. Y'all coming in pretty good today. We're still coming in. Sister Long, you got to chop at the bit. Look like you're coming in now. Come on.
I just wanted to add on to say that what Tanisha's saying is exactly right. There's always something else to keep us distracted from reaching the same accord. And I'm guilty of falling for that trap myself, because I realized that, even amongst our ancestors, when we were fighting for the right to vote or to sit down at the counter, there were some who didn't come to the table. Everybody wasn't there. Everybody wasn't getting the water hose turned and the dogs turned on them. It was just the people who were of the same accord. And even now, when we try to get together, there's always something with the rap music, with the rise of hoe culture and this and that and the other. And for me, I've been guilty of saying, well, I don't want to be associated with stripper culture. But if that stripper is telling people to go vote, to pay attention, then maybe I need to accept the fact that we're all Black and we are of the same accord, and just accept that person for where they are. Because, like Tanisha was saying, we have those chosen few, and those chosen ones are like, oh, we can't associate with the rest of you anymore. But at the end of the day, they see all of us the same. So we all need to come to the table as much as we are able, because again, everybody ain't gonna be at the table, but those of us who can need to get on the same accord and create a community.
Well, thank you for that. We've got a lot of fruits and vegetables on the table. And like always, we like to tell you, we ain't got no rum on this table. We ain't got no rum. One day we may put some Kool-Aid on the table, but we always got some information for you. We've got entertainment. We've got information that we're going to be doing here, because the information is what you need. It's what you're going to get. We have got honey, is entertainment. Did I say that right, or did I get it mixed up? We got entertainment. The entertainment is the honey. The information is the castor oil. Now y'all gonna have to, I get mixed up, from the country, So, but what we got here, all jokes aside, the entertainment is the honey, and the information is the castor oil. Castor oil is something that our parents used to give us when we were young. If you were sick, when you take that castor oil, tomorrow you're going to be feeling better. Now, I'm going to take it a little further and ask someone, do you have any suggestion as to what can we do pertaining to the situations that we have? Now, some people don't feel like we've got a problem. Some people really don't feel like we got a problem. But can anyone tell me, do you feel like we do have a problem? And if we don't have a problem, then speak up. I want to hear about that. And if you feel like there's some type of solution that you can give our audience that will wake some of the people up that's maybe sleeping, come on up in here.
All right. Please keep in mind that if you see the red line through the little microphone, you are muted. So, and you can always raise your hand if you're here in Zoom. And also, while we're in a lull, don't forget, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe and make comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And if there's something else, you know what you have to say about it.
Great. Thank you for that. Does anyone want to chop at the bit? Please come on in. We need you. We need to hear what you got to say, because it's going to take all of us to get what we need to come to the table. We're tired of eating crumbs from the floor. We need to be at the table. And if we don't come to the table and communicate for the problems that we are having, who's going to do it? Who's going to speak up for us? We're going to have to start speaking up pertaining to the problems and the issues that we're having. Is there anyone out there that can join in with us? Because we want to be effective. This is an opportunity for us to come together, to voice our opinion, to tell what's going on in our city, or what can we do to make things better, or some of the problems that we have. We're trying to get solution. And the question is, what causes us to be disconnected? Now, maybe I'm going to get into that and say, we are all connected, but some of us are unplugged from the source. And I like what Brother Wright said a few weeks ago. He said, that's the answer. Unplugged from the source. That's where we really need to get back. If we can all get plugged up to the source and check all of our tubes, then we can go, we can roll. But right now, we've got a problem here, and we need people to come on here and speak up so we can all rise up together. Is anybody ready to speak up?
I want to say this though, right? Even though things look bad for us, but this is the greatest time for us to be alive, because of the simple fact that because of who we are as a people. We are the organic people of the earth, right? And we live by a cosmic clock, meaning that everything that happens has a biblical expression as it pertains to us as a people. What we are going through is destiny. It's predestined. So now that we are waking up, it's predestined. We are waking up to the truth of who we are, what has been a part of our recovery plan as a people. We are being ready to be redeemed from the curse. The curse is that we have been asleep for over 400 years, and that's why we were in this weakened state. But now that we are waking up, we will know ourselves as we are known. As the Bible said, you shall be known as you are known. Right now, there's a solar eclipse that's supposed to take place next month on the 8th. This solar eclipse is going to catapult us out of this caterpillar lifestyle into the newness of life, which is when you leave the cocoon of a caterpillar, you come into the newness of life as a butterfly. We were once a spiritual, terrestrial people, but now we're going to become a spiritual, celestial people. The Bible tells us that we are what? We are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood,
Right.
This is what we are headed to. So it doesn't matter what we're going through. It's not the totality of what we're about to come into. Our ancestors said, we shall overcome, because they.
Brother David is traveling. He will go out from time to time. Come on back in, Brother David, if you can get into a good spot. He's traveling. But let me jump right on in there, because he's traveling, and from time to time he may go out. But right about here, I'm going to say that word. Let's go into a station break.
Well, pleasant good evening to each and every one of you. It's AC. Everyone has got a story, and everyone is in need of something. Well, first let me tell you my story, and then I'll tell you what we need. Approximately 9 years ago, we did a show on Comcast, AC, Fun Time Superstars, me and a business partner. We went in because I teamed up with her because she was very gifted on piggybacking with me. We had a really tight show. What we did, we went out in the community. We spotlight people in the community talking about issues that we deal with that's not getting the proper attention. And then we called the show AC Fun Time Superstar with the baby boomers. And then we, because people's attention span is short, we give them 3 minutes of information and 3 minutes of entertainment. We call the entertainment honey. And then we called the information castor oil. Now, you're going to have to do your research to find out what castor oil is. But anyway, she previously had a television show that she ran, and she also was very gifted in doing plays. And she had a lot of different events that she did in the community. And we piggyback with her on the community events that she did, and all of the plays that she did. And we filmed it on our YouTube and put it on our show. So we piggybacked on each other. But okay, what's happening now is I've got a new show. It's called Walk a Mile in My Shoe. Okay? AC and BB. And what's happening is that BB runs the editing and the podcast. Because previously on AC Fun Time, I did all of the filming and the editing. But due to some technical, challenging, temporary that I'm having, and I don't speak negative, I'm unable at this particular time to do the work behind the scenes, and my plate is loaded with trying to stay ahead the show and the way it should go. So here's what we need. We need someone that's capable of doing the podcasts and the editing. As I said, BB, her job, because she has her own business, has expanded, and she is going to have to move on. I don't know if she's she'll probably still be on the show with me, but she won't be able to do the podcasting and the editing. So we are looking for someone to do podcasting and editing. And so if you've got those skills, give us a call at 843-608-7765 or go to our website. Listen, AC, like in AC Spark Plug, that's AC and DJ Bobo. Let me do it again. AC AND BOBO.com. That's AC and DJ Bobo.com. AC and DJ Bobo.com. Up top on the left, you'll see all the business that we support. And we ask that you support these businesses because we need to get to the place where we are keeping our dollars in our community so we can grow. We have not done this in the past. I don't know why, but we need to start doing this. And on you come down to the bottom, you would click on see other videos. And then if you go up top just a little bit and click on the red YouTube button, you would see all of the videos me and my business partner did on AC Funtime Superstar. That's in YouTube, because we aired on Comcast for 6 years. And we did a whole lot of good work for the community. Now, BB dedicated her service free for what we're doing on Walk a Mile in My Shoe. And let me give you the topic that we are talking about right now. The topic is called, what's keeping us divided? Why are we divided? Why are we disconnected? And to view these shows, I'm going to put a link down below so you can go and see our previous shows, and you can see some of the things that we are talking about. But also we need one more thing. We need, because we're going to have to pay this person that we get, because BB donated her service for free. But we're going to have to pay, because people want to get paid these days. Although we are doing something for the community that's going to benefit them and others also. But most people want to get paid. So we're going to ask for a sponsor, and we prefer to get a sponsor in each state. And we will give you a video of your business talking about who you are, where you are, and what you do. Even if you're in the entertainment business, whatever you do, we're going to feature you on our show every week. Plus, we're going to put you in the website where we feature all of the other businesses that we spotlight and ask the audience to support. And we do have a large audience. Click on our videos in the previous shows where I'm going to show you down below, and it will show you the kind of response that we are getting the viewers. And what we are eventually going to work in doing is we would like to come to your city, wherever you are. We would like for your pastors, your community leaders, and get your business owners together, because pastors, you need to speak to the people in your community. We call this church outside of the building. Speak to the people in that community what God is saying through you to the people. Community leaders, it's like a town hall meeting for you. But the only difference, people are going to look and see you on YouTube, and they don't have to leave their homes. You'll be able to tell the community what's going on in your community and what needs to be done. Business owners, you're going to speak to the community and let them know why is it important to do business with our people to keep our dollars in our community. We've got an agenda, and we've got to move forward with it. We are just missing one thing. We are missing you. And we need you to come aboard and help us to make this happen. In the meantime, my time is up, and I thank you for those. I thank you for yours. I've got tired tongue sometimes. But my time is up, and I thank you for yours. And you've just got to be there to know what's going on. I'll see you later. Hi, it's AC again. Walk a mile in my shoes. I just like to remind you there's 4 things people need. And when we come to your city, we're going to see that you get just that. That's entertainment. And we will provide the entertainment, gospel, and positive entertainment R&B. Gospel and positive entertainment R&B that delivers a message. They also need love. And we have got the spiritual, you hear what I said? The spiritual dating game. And we'll tell you how that goes. In other words, you're going to meet your mate, and together you're going to walk a mile, a lifetime in each other's shoes. Number 3, people need fun. And we're going to provide that with the talent contest. So if you got talent, you need to get your group together and sign up, because we're going to do the talent contest. And you're going to make some money too, because I'll tell you about that later. Okay, the 4th thing people need is food. They gotta eat. And together, we're gonna plan with you. We're going to plan the fish fry party cookout. We're going to get it going on. And what we're going to also do is we're going to partner with you to raise funds to develop your community, because we're going to take our power back. We're going to take our power back because we're going to develop each community that we'll come to. We're going to sit down with you and we're going to show you a power plan to raise funds to develop your community. All this and more. Contact us at 843-608-7765. Or you can go to our website, acandDJBobo.com. You can drop me a message. My Facebook is linked to that. You can drop me a message. You can also contact us on Walk a Mile in My Shoes and leave a message for us to contact you. Until then, I've always got to tell you, you've just got to be there if you're going to know what's going on. I'll see you later.
This is an example of the type of entertainment you can expect when you invite us to your city to do a live broadcast.
Okay.
I know, but I'm listening.
Okay, when we were young, we used to play the game. You tell the person next to you a secret, and they tell the next person, and we go to about the 10th person, and then they bring it back to you down the line, and it's totally different from what you said.
Mm-hmm.
And today, right now, it's not a game that we are playing, it's reality. What's happening is because we talk about each other, and all of us are guilty about something in life. None of us are perfect, and everybody's got a fault. But we don't see our fault. We always see other people's fault. So we talk about other people. So when the other person out in the street gets it, then they're mad with you, and you don't know why. So,
And they've already, the story is different. It's
right, and everybody knows something about you that you know nothing about. So one person is brave enough to come to you and say, hey man, I heard such and such about you. And then you deny it. And then they get all them people together that told that lie, and nobody I ain't said that, I ain't got nothing to do with that. And then when the thing gets down to the nitty gritty, the person that told the lie have to apologize, and then he tells another lie. Well, I forgot who told me, but that's what they told me.
Right.
But what's happening, we need to nip it in the bud and realize that we are all guilty, and we do talk about each other. Everybody talk about everybody. Everybody do something.
Lack of communication.
Right. We communicate often, but not effectively for clarity.
Exactly.
So we need to start standing up and say, listen, I said it, but I was just joking. Or I said what somebody else told me and I shouldn't have said it. Or I said it and it was my opinion, but I still should have not said it. And we just need to get it together and come back together, because our economics and our spiritual balance is at stake. Our history is being erased because we are being separated, and our enemy is taking advantage of us. That's it. As we continue on now, is there anybody would like to respond to what Brother David Wright was speaking to? Is anybody would like, again, that question, what was, Sister Long, read that particular question again to us. Because I wrote these questions, but sometimes I forget them.
And I'm paraphrasing too, so, but is it the people that control the system that keeps us divided? And, you know, I've already said, I think yes. Just to piggyback on what even Tanisha, what was said earlier, you know, there's always something that keeps us distracted from coming together. Every time we decide that, oh, well, you know what, we are one people. We need to come together and do our own thing. There's always something that to make us say, oh, well, we're not like those ones over there, or, you know, us versus them type of thing.
Is anybody would like to respond? And the question again was,
is it the people that control the system that keeps us divided?
Okay.
And yes, because like I said, there's always something to distract us, to make us feel like, oh, we're different from those others over there when we're the same.
Okay. And the system really plays a big part in our lives. I can remember the days when you can handle your kids. I mean, you can beat them. Try that now. Try beating your kids now. And I can remember the days when the school teacher could handle none of these things could be done anymore. I can go on and on and on, but I want to really allow people to come in and elaborate with some of these questions. And these are very important questions. And if we get down to the bottom of what the problem that we are having, things would change. Do you feel like the system has a lot to do with some of the problems we are having? Is anyone ready to chop at the bit?
Yes. I really do think that the system has a lot to do with the kids now these days, because even with the kids going to school, the little kids, the big kids going to school back and forth. And these kids are acting up so much at school until the teacher doesn't really have control about anything that's going on in the class as far as the kids. And the teachers now these days are so young until they don't have even the knowledge and the understanding how to deal with kids. And now these days, when these kids go to school and they act out, people got to realize that the kids are out of control because the parents are out of control. And so when these kids goes to school, you're not dealing with the kids, you're dealing with the parents and the spirit that the parents have. Because anything that goes on the house, these kids get it from their parents. And so when they go to school, you think you're dealing with the kids, but you're not really dealing with the kids, you're dealing with the parents. Because these kids learn their behavior from the parents and they take it to school. And so now you're dealing with the parents' spirits. And so that's why so much chaos in the school and chaos everywhere with these kids. These kids are out of control. It's the parents that's out of control because they're first teachers from home.
She's always preaching. Another one of the problems, I'm going to piggyback on what she said because I was just listening to that and it rung a bell in my mind. Parents don't attend PTA meetings like they used to. Parents don't get involved with their kids to find out really what's going on in school. And I don't know can anybody tell me, do they still do report cards? Do they still bring home report cards? Do anybody know about that? Talk to me.
Yes, of course they do. And they get discipline reports and write-ups and calls to the parents and all that good stuff. But I think it's actually a larger problem. The schools aren't as much a part of the community anymore. There used to be a time when if your child was going to elementary and middle school, they would just about walk to school because that school was a part of the community. The teachers lived in the community and were a part of the community. The administrators were a part of the community. So if something happened in your family, the teachers and the administrators were aware. But ever since integration, it's just less and less. There's a big disconnect between, who your teacher is and where they live and where you are and where you live, your neighborhood. So I think that's a bigger part of it that a lot of people aren't seeing, that, it's not just because there were always parents who didn't care and who didn't see about their children and everything. But there was a difference when the teacher went to the same church as the parents. You know what I mean? Because they were in the same community. And ever since integration, that has just fallen by the wayside. And I think a lot of people don't really see that as much.
But tell me this, are some of these kids still signing their report cards like we used to do?
Possibly. Like I said, there have always been parents who didn't care about their children. But there was a time when the teachers and the administrators, like I said, were a part of the community. If something happened, if someone died in that family, the teachers would come to the house because they lived in the same neighborhood. Now you just don't have that.
And some of these parents don't even know if their kids are going to those students. I'm not going to call them kids.
Yeah,
those students
have never been up to the school, don't know what the teacher looked like. Your child failing everything except lunch. and nobody knows what you look like. You
And
know, I've
recess.
seen that before.
And recess. Don't forget recess. And a lot of these parents don't even know if these students are going to school.
And
Somebody
then
said, come on, somebody say something. Come on, come on.
And then not only that, some of the kids, like when the kids get in trouble, they have behavior problems. What they do now, when they call the parents don't even answer the phone. And so the kid have to sit there all day long knowing that child interrupting the class because they don't answer their cell phone. Nobody answer their phones. And then sometimes the kids be there, like when the school closed, nobody come pick the kids up. And so the principal and assistant principal have to sit there and wait and hope and pray that somebody will come pick the kids up, and nobody come pick the kids up. So then they have to get DSS involved in it. So now DSS has to come out and they have to go down the line and try to find somebody to take these kids because DSS is now overcrowded and they don't have no place to put these kids. And so it's just a lot with these kids. These kids go through a whole lot that we don't even know. That we don't even know anything really about. These kids go a whole lot. They go through a whole lot in school. And so we want to blame the kids, but we have to blame the parents because they know connection between the parents and the teachers. Because when my son used to go to school, we used to have like conference. Go and sit in the conference class and talk to these teachers to help we can work out this thing out to better my child. You know what I'm saying? So we sit together, even with our child in the conference with us. And so it benefit the teacher, it benefit me, and it also benefit our child. And so, but we don't have that kind of, connection anymore. And so the kids get lost in the shuffle.
Sister, I want to thank you for that because you just brought something to my attention. Now, she brought in the fact that the system gets it. So what I'm hearing here is when we have these kind of problems, this what causes the system to get involved. And when the system gets involved, it escalates from one thing to the other. Like we're having a problem in school, and she said, who did you say had to get involved, sister?
DSS.
Oh, DSS. Yeah, DSS.
DSS gets involved, and then that's when it goes deep and start getting, they start doing a file on you. And then that's when they start, the laws will start changing and we just go from one thing to the other. Well, let me ask this question. Is there any suggestion as to what can the parents that's concerned, what can they do to bring some kind of difference here? Because we are having a lot of problems in the school systems. What can be done? Come on.
The biggest thing is to stay involved because here in South Carolina, I mean, I understand that everyone here isn't in South Carolina. We have what's colloquially called the pipeline to prison. And I've seen it up close. I could tell you for a fact that sometimes children get tracked. Usually they're little Black boys whose parents are not involved. And when I say tracked, I mean like that decision is made that maybe they have a learning impairment issue. So they're put in these lower level classes where they don't get high school credits. They're put into programs and certain classes and things that, like I said, it really is a pipeline. They are being trained, they are being led, they're being tracked to go to prison. It just is what it is. And you don't see parental involvement. Every now and again, you'll see somebody who at least has a grandparent or a parent or something there saying, hey, my child just likes to act out. There's nothing wrong with his mind, but he needs to get himself together. And every now and again, you'll see a child who it clicks and they take advantage of these programs and they go ahead and do their thing and get a high school diploma, get a job, say, yeah, hey, I'm not going to prison. That's not what I want to do. And then there's the majority of them who just, like I said, they just get shuffled through the system. And again, I think it's because a lack of community. I think there was a time back in maybe the 50s and 60s and stuff when a teacher would have gone to that person's house and said, hey, you know, your child is acting up. What's going
Mhm.
on? You know, what's happening here on the back end?
I
Whereas
remember that.
now, the only thing I could tell you is, especially if you have a son in school, especially here in South Carolina, stay involved. That doesn't mean go and cuss anybody out or, you know, show out or anything. That means when they start saying that your child needs special help or special education or something, be there, stay involved with their learning, the curriculum plan, stay involved with that. And you know, like I said, I've seen a lot. Let's just put it that way. Let me go ahead and let
Well,
somebody else speak.
you brought on a good point. Anybody else before I start talking here, because I'll start talking. Has anybody else got something they want to say?
Yes. And how about us? You know, is sometimes we have a little free time, like about 2 or 3 hours a day when we're not working or whatever. Why don't us just get in the school system, young men and young ladies like us, get in the school system and volunteer. You know what
To
I'm saying?
see what's going on.
And see what's going on, because we don't know who life that we can touch. You know, just like David said, we all, you know, when we go through things, it's not to break us, but it's to bend us, to make us, you know, make us better, you know, with our transition. And so sometimes we just need to take a little time. Instead of we thinking about ourselves all the time, let's think about other people. Let's think about our little generation, our little people. Let's see how we can touch their life, because sometimes we can touch their life. We might can get connection to the mother, to the father, and we might can bring all of them to a certain way. We can reality. We can just talk to them about God. That's how we can just work our way in and get into their mind. You see what I'm saying? And tell them how good God is, and try to get them saved and delivered and all these other stuff, step by step.
Okay. Now, what we are talking about today is what causes us to be disconnected. And seem like what we are talking about today, everything that's been said could lead back to what's causing us to be divided. Because if we got a problem in the school and these students are going to be the future, because like I always say, what has brought us to where we are cannot take us to where we need to go. The ancestors have gone, but they have left footprints for us to follow. But the youth that's here today, they're going to have to be the ones that takes us to the promised land. But in order for them to be successful, they're going to have to get with the ones that's still here, that was connected to the ancestors that's no longer here. Because our youth, they don't know what actually took place back during the day. They don't know when it happened, how it happened, and where they need to go from here to get us to the promised land. But they're going to be the ones that take us to the promised land. So if we don't connect with them and keep connecting to the schools to find out what's going on, because they're going to be the future, then we've got a problem. And I would say that's a part of our disconnected, that's being unplugged from the source. Is anybody would like to jump in at this particular time and chop at the bit?
I just kind of wanted to add on to like just my personal experience with seeing what happens in the school system. Like I have a lot of teachers in my family. I'm originally from Texas, but I spent some time in Boston, and I have an aunt that's a teacher there. And like the stories that she tells me of what like the kids can get away with nowadays in the schools, it's crazy to me, because when I was in high school, that stuff could never fly. Like there was a lot more accountability for students. And I think like the parents, yes, have blame, but also I think the school system are just as, you know, they're just as guilty in a lot of ways, in the sense that like if you were absent for X amount of days, you had, I don't know, the government getting involved, and that was a problem for the parents. They could get in legal trouble. Whereas my aunt would tell me stories about kids never coming to school, or only seeing a student once in the entire semester. And they can just like roam the halls and not come to class. And in where she teaches specifically in Boston Public Schools, there's a lot of Black and brown children who are in these systems and in these schools, and they're being left behind. And you don't see that with like maybe other school systems where, you know, maybe the demographics are a bit different. There's more accountability and there's, I don't know. My mom, she has the same problem like being in Texas because she teaches in a predominantly Hispanic school district where we live in San Antonio, and she teaches ESL, but you have these parents who don't even speak English, like they're new to the country, all they do is work. So they're not really involved in trying to see that their kids are doing the right thing and doing their work and everything. And maybe they put their trust in the school system, and then the school system doesn't have these rules in place where they can really hold students accountable. And I feel like, you know, it's mostly low income, Black and brown, like students that get left behind because of it. And also, I feel like the culture for like younger kids with the cell phone, it's insane like how consuming the cell phone is with TikTok, with Instagram, with all these social medias. It's another distractor that keeps people focused on this one thing instead of what's important. And education is one of the most important things. This, like the youth, they're going to be our future. They're going to be the ones that are leading our country. And it's just really sad to see. And teachers can't do anything about it. Like the cell phone is a huge problem in the classrooms.
Sister, you just knock a home run out the park. Now, what about the people that makes the rules, the people, the school board? I mean, what about the people behind the scene that, are they involved? I mean, is it a fair play here? Because there's a lot of argument and misunderstanding and accusing of this person voting against in the system. Can anybody speak to me about that? Because like I said before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I can tell you. You can't have a pipeline to prison unless there's an administrative side to it. All that kids getting away with this, that, and the other is by design, because they know that once that child turns 18, they get to that three strikes law. Oh, I've been getting away with anything and everything all along. Why all of a sudden now I'm going to prison for the rest of my life? Yeah, so very much so. I can give one specific example. I'm trying not to tell too much, but I was working in this program in South Carolina again, and we had a child that would show up every 11th day. And basically he would just come there and disrupt the whole classroom and distract the other students and everything. And you might say, well, why does he show up every 11th day? Well, after 11 days, you're considered to be a dropout. So what he was doing the other 10 days, basically the teachers and the counselors in this program were there. They were like, oh, well, you know, we see you've got this credit. Let's work with you. Let's set up a program for you so that you can get some credits, some high school credits, or this and that and the other. And he told them, the judge didn't say I had to do any work. So he just said I had to be enrolled in school. So they were like, enrolled in school mean you need to be here learning something, man. So they go to his parole officer and they were like, this child is showing up every 11th day. And he told us he ain't supposed to do no work. He's not supposed to earn no high school credit or nothing. Do you know the parole officer told them? The judge didn't say he had to do any work. So they were like, oh, literally people want to blame teachers, but these teachers want to teach. They want to educate the child. But what were they supposed to do in this case? You got two adults. I don't know where his parents were, or parent or guardian or whatever, but he has a parole officer and a judge, and they say he ain't had to do no work. So you know that he was just being tracked. You know, we know where he's going to end up, and there's nothing anybody can do. And this is in modern times. This is me as an adult working maybe 5-6 years ago. So I have no idea where that child is right now, but I can tell you that this actually happened in South Carolina.
Wow, thank you for that. You know, like I've been told that the same people that control the music and the rap industry is the same people that control the jail house. They're the same people. In other words, they've got a program. They got to keep the jailhouse filled up because that's the warehouse.
And remember, it's for-profit prison system. So basically, people are being treated like chattel. And I've worked with middle schoolers trying to tell them, look, you don't want to end up working for pennies on the dollar, doing the same work that free people can do, and you could be paying bills or something. But you know, it's hard to explain. But when you start seeing that bigger picture, I don't know what the solution is. I really don't.
So they've got a plan. In other words, the rap music won't make it to the chart. It won't be popular if it doesn't have anything in it that will tear down the community, vulgar, and all of the things that's really causing a problem. So everything that we are trying to talk about is what causes us to get disconnected, and that's causing us problems in our community. Like I always said, we are not communities anymore like we used to be. We have become neighborhoods, and that's not a good word. Neighborhood. I don't want to be negative. I want to be positive. But it is what it is. And if we don't talk about it, if we don't come together with a solution, we can't continue to visit yesterday trying to find out how can we have a better tomorrow. It's all about right now. Everything is in the now. And we need people to come on here and speak up so we can all rise up, because everyone has got an answer. Everyone is a piece of the puzzle. We are unplugged from the source. We are all connected, but we are unplugged from the source. And we need to find out, what do we need to do so we can all plug up, so we can rise up and go together to the promised land. Houston, we got a problem. Is anyone out there would like to speak up so we can rise up? Come on. Anybody? Or should we do something and go to number 7? We've been on number 6 for a minute, and everything that's been said, I felt like it was contributed to what we are trying to get to. We want to get to the bottom of the problem. And right now we are in the water. We got on these suits, but we want to go deep. We got on boots right now, but we really, in the future, we want to go deep. We want to take off these boots and put on diving suits, because we need to go underwater. We need to get to the place where we can go inner so we can get under, so we can get over. In other words, we need to understand the problem, then get up underneath the problem so we can stand over and be over the problem to see what we are dealing with. Right now, I think we are just up underneath the problem, and we need to get into the problem, then go up underneath the problem so we can oversee the problem. Somebody come on up in here and help us. We're trying to do all we can, and we need some help out of here. We need somebody to, come on, who's that?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I think when you say go in the understand the problem, the Bible says that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against evil and wicked men in high places. This is the problem. They are evil and wicked men who are controlling the narrative for America.
You're breaking up.
And our
David.
Children.
Come on. You back.
All children are a part of this political plan for slavery. Until we break from this government, it is the government is really the problem. We break free from this government and we recapture our culture as a people. Take back our culture from these evil and wicked people. Our children don't stand a chance until we redeem ourselves and our culture as a people.
Again, brother David Wright is traveling, so from time to time he may lose a signal, but we were able to pull him in. So again, we are hearing that the system, it plays a great part with us becoming divided. And the system does not have your best interests at mind. We talked a while back on a few shows about leave the world behind. We talked about the New World Order. I think we need to start doing more research to find out really what's going on in our lives behind the scene. Because a lot of us, all we do is wake up, go to work, come home, eat dinner, watch a little TV, go to sleep, wake up and do the same thing again tomorrow. Don't have a clue what's going on. But this is a platform where we invite you to come on so we can talk about some of the issues we got. We got approximately, I think, 6 more minutes to go. And I want to remind you once again, what we do when we say we're going into a station break, pick us up on YouTube. The link, you can go to Walk a Mile in My Shoes and pick up the link to view all of our YouTube channels. And you will see everything that we did not do in the live show because we've been having a problem with when we share these entertainment and the information that we have in the live show, but they will be on the YouTube channel. Again, we ask that you please like, share, and subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe. We need to grow because I think we are really getting to the bottom of some of our problems, but we need your input. You are part of the puzzle. You've got something to say because if you die and leave here with your information, some of it will never get done. All of us came here with a gift assigned for responsibility and assigned to have something to do to make things better. We are here to create. We're not here just to have a good job and have a good life and die and leave. Again, we've got about maybe 4 more minutes to go. And at the end of the show, don't forget, please listen in because we're going to give some information because we'd like to come to your city. Pastors, you got a few times when we come, we're going to bring you on with a PowerPoint that you can speak to the people and tell the people what God is saying to you. Community leaders, it's like a town hall meeting for you. Pastors, it's like church outside the building for you. But community leaders, you're going to be able to speak to people that would not ever come to a meeting or a town hall meeting. You will be able to speak to them and tell them what's going on in your community and what needs to get done. We're going to be the middle person. Business owners, you're going to be involved because you're going to be able to speak to the community, to tell the community where you're located, what do you have to offer, and how important it is to deal together so we can keep dollars in our community, so we can grow and be all that we can be. We also going to interview people in the community and give them a chance to voice what they feel that's going on in the community. We're also going to have entertainment. We're going to have what we call, now this is going to get some of you excited. We call it the spiritual dating game. You're going to meet someone where you all can walk together in each other's shoes for a lifetime. We're also going to have the talent show. And we're also going to plan a fish fry party. We're going to get it smoking. And we ask that you contact us at 843-608-7765. We need to come to your city so we can party with you so we can partner and party with you. How much more, Tanisha, Sister Long, how many more minutes we got here? 1 more minute. Again, don't forget, somebody got something they want to say right quick. And then next week, we're going to go into with number 7, Sister Long.
Yes.
And
number 7 is about education and the real reason for education.
Okay, we really hope that Sister Long, Sister BB will be back with us next week. And we ask that you put your heads together, bow your heads, and say a word that Sister BB will be back with us, because she's been doing a lot of traveling. And sometimes when you travel, you come back, you're gonna have some problems. So she has been down for a minute, and I spoke to her last night, and she's feeling a little bit better, but you can tell her voice is still kind of crabby when she speaks. So y'all pray for Sister BB that she'll be back to chop at the bit with us next week, and the rest of the team will be back. In the meantime, right quick, anybody got something they would like to say right quick? Anybody? Not everybody. Nobody got nothing to say. In the meantime, I've got to let you know that you've just got to be there if you want to know what's going on. I'll see you later. I'm out of here.
Thank you. You were such a lovely crowd. I appreciate it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dale Hallback, manager and drummer of Just Wailing Band, Orangeburg County, South Carolina. We just like everyone, thank you everyone for coming out this evening. We hope you all had a good time. And for any contact information, if you'd like to get in touch with our band for special events, we're going to be reached at area code 803-897-4763 or justwailing@live.com. And I would like to also thank the County of Orangeburg, the Door Project, for having us. We had a successful evening. And I also like to thank Mr. Arthur Chisholm from Funtime Production for filming us and creating a good video. And we thank you for coming out and appreciate it once again. Have a blessed evening and good night. We love you all.
Good evening. Just wanted to say I had a real great time tonight at Orangeburg County and looking forward to doing this again. Thank you.
I want to do it. Hey, I had a great time tonight. My name is Grace Bishop. Hey, my name is Adrian Latoya Bryant, and my mama just had a baby, and I had a beautiful time tonight.
Put your hands together for